had to tone that down because, of course, voters are concerned and are scared about the consequences on the economy, on their jobs, on their savings. So he now has had to turn it down, and he's trying to portray himself as a more moderate candidate, as a very sensible one who is not an extremist, far-right, anti-immigrant nationalist politician, but one who can safely lead the country in a stable manner, help the economy grow, and give control back to Italians when it comes to jobs and when it comes to borders. So this is definitely a new image of himself he's trying to paint. Whether it's credible or not, I think we will only understand if and when he ever manages to form his own government.
That was Silvia Chiarilli Borelli, their journalist with Politico, speaking to me earlier from Rome. Now, many people like to keep pets. Where would we be without our dogs and cats, or guinea pigs, lizards, whatever your preference? But are there animals that don't make good pets or shouldn't be kept as pets? Here in the UK, the opposition Labour Party says it wants to ban the keeping of primates as domestic pets. They say monkeys, even little ones like marmosets, are too complex and intelligent to live in a human environment. Dr. Lisa Riley is with us. She's an animal welfare specialist. Just tell us then, what makes primates, even these little ones, so different to other animals?
Good morning. Primates are a particular case because of their cognitive ability. They're sentient beings, which means that emotions matter to primates. They can experience joy, they can experience sadness, and they suffer when they're kept as pets. The most profound thing about keeping a pet primate is that they're often in social isolation, and primates just don't function when they're not with their own kind. They need interactions with their own kind to learn facial expressions, vocalizations, and behaviours, so that when they become sexually mature, they understand how to act as a monkey. And really, the provisions in which they're kept as a pet just don't meet their needs.
I mean, I suppose part of the reason people are drawn to monkeys is because they are so human-like, aren't they? That's why we like them. But when you say they suffer, I mean, people that keep small primates might say that, well, I have a relationship with that monkey. What can't a human give a monkey that another monkey can?
They can give love, which actually primates need. A young infant that's taken away from its mother, and in the pet industry we often see infants taken away before they're even nutritionally weaned from their mums, but also from behavioural independence. Primates stay with their mums for a very long time, and a human is no substitute for that. The mother will tell the infant how to react in a social situation, what food is right to eat and what isn't. Humans, even if they mean well, and a lot of people that keep pets, primates, do mean well, they simply cannot replace the mother and their own primate social group.
I mean, I suppose there are some people listening that would say keeping any pet is a form of cruelty because you are taking an animal out of what might be its natural environment.
Absolutely, and I think this particular case really makes us question the type of society we want to be going forward.
But do you think that's
we
true,
all know
keeping
that
a dog or a cat?
means different options for the UK, but this really is an opportunity to show the rest of the world that we take sentience and that we take animal welfare extremely seriously.
Don't want to get onto Brexit, but can you just answer, do you think keeping a cat or a dog would be the same, or is that okay?
I don't really. Cats and dogs have gone through many thousands of years of domestication. The domestic dog is not like its ancestral wolf anymore.
Okay.
It shares similar traits, of course, but it's had thousands of years of selective breeding.
All right.
Primates haven't had that.
Okay, good to speak to you, Dr. Lisa Riley. Thank you so much for coming on and speaking to us live about that. You're listening to World Update live from the BBC World Service, and still to come we'll be meeting some of the Syrian refugees living in the shadows of Turkish society, fearing of being sent back to a war zone.
In this cupboard underneath the stairs of the restaurant there's a single mattress where Noor sleeps every night, fearful of leaving the restaurant. And twice a week he goes to his boss's house for a shower and a change of clothes.
We'll have more on that report in about 15 minutes, and we are getting reports from Idlib to say that Syrian rebels have withdrawn from the strategic town of Khan Sheikhoun they've held since 2014. More on that to come in the news coming up later. You're with World Update live from the BBC World Service. I'm Rebecca Kesby. Now, a woman who had been serving a third...
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Under the country's strict abortion laws and served 33 months of her 30-year sentence. She had always maintained that her innocence, saying that she didn't know she was pregnant and lost consciousness during the birth. In an emotional address outside the courthouse, Ms. Hernandez called for other women serving similar sentences to be freed.
And I also ask that justice and freedom be done for the 17 other women who have been locked up in similar cases, serving long sentences. My future is to keep studying and achieve my goals.
Well, let's speak now to Patricia Katie, who's a policy advisor for Amnesty International in Norway and has been campaigning to challenge the abortion laws in El Salvador. Welcome to the programme, Patricia. What have been your objections to the laws in El Salvador?
Well, the abortion law in El Salvador do not only criminalize every woman who undergoes an induced termination of a pregnancy, it also creates an atmosphere of suspicion around women who miscarry or who experience obstetric emergencies during pregnancy. And as a result, women who experience these complications during pregnancy, they have been prosecuted on charges of abortion. And some, like Evelyn, have even been accused of aggravated homicide and have been incarcerated for decades. So, and especially women and girls living in poverty and receiving inadequate medical care are vulnerable in this regard.
So Evelyn Hernandez has always...
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
one of the things that's the start of digging the hole of darkness.
So what did that
Myself and the world in a just. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
You can't always be in control of what happens on the road, but you can control the tires you ride on. Thanks to Champon Tires, in testing condition, you are guaranteed of traction and grip, be it new or partly worn tire. Champon Tires are the largest import and exporters of tires in the UK. Locate us all over the UK. For Wakefield, contact us on 01924 262 043. Selby, Rotherham, Hull, and Birmingham, contact us on 01709 380-615, or you can visit us at www.champontires.co.uk. Champon Tires, safe when new, safe when partly worn.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
I know. So improve but degree. Okay, what about so but degree? No one you secretary fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and a financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and a masters fully sponsored. UK buying ebetimi amount up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite. And now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai betia wo school fees ni ade nyina ma. Any for 07904793019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nesika nefetia wo fees. But degree.
Sometimes I believe in the sun.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was there inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
You've had an accident in the last 3 years. That was not your fault. Get in touch with London Accident Claims Limited. It could be a motor accident or a workplace injury. You could be entitled to compensation. Just one call to our specialist team will take care of everything. For minicab drivers with PCOs, there is even better news. We provide you with a replacement vehicle. Call us on 0800 032 6798 or 0208 665-7667 to start your claims with London Accident Claims Limited. London Accident Claims Limited, a partner you can trust.
Mama, please stop crying.
Listen to Aunties Mary, Lottie and Regina on the Family Enrichment Programme on Starr Radio UK. This and every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m.
Some people are wicked because don't make it your business going about revealing people's secrets. Don't be a busybody.
And some people. Today's typical family is under pressure from various directions. Divorce is on the increase. More and more of the Afro-Caribbean youth are taking to crime, etc. The Family Enrichment Program brings together a team of qualified experts to discuss and shed light on how we can make our families better and stronger. It is said the family can do without the society, but the society can't. Listen to the Family Enrichment Program this and every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Starr Radio UK, your favourite Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
Download our app in iTunes and the Google Play Store.
What's the hidden truth or mysteries behind the supernatural? Do angels really exist today? Is healings and miracles real? Can I hear the voice of God? Was their inspirations and challenges in ministry? Can my eyes be open to see beyond the natural? Can I operate in the gifts of the Holy Spirit? Can my dreams contain messages from God? My Journey is your one-stop destination to the supernatural on Starr Radio UK. Join your host, Captain Tete, this and every Saturday from 4 p.m. on My Journey, your one-stop destination to the supernatural.
Listen to Regina Abban and Lady Caroline every Monday from 5 to 6:30 p.m. on Point at Starr Radio UK, where we educate the youth and young adults on life issues.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Starr Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa Selby, co-founder of the award-winning Ghana Bamboo Bikes Initiative. When I'm in London, I always listen to Starr Radio UK.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
All around the world. In your car.
At work.
At home.
On your smartphone.
This is Starr Radio UK.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you find that life is still worthwhile. If you just smile. Hey, this is Archie and you're listening to Starr Radio UK and the Morning Show.
Star Radio UK.
The best radio show.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK.
Okie dokie do. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be on planet Earth. Of course, like I say it all the time, for those of you on other planets as well, I salute you and I say hello. But those of you on planet Earth, I believe that whatever the greetings that I bring your way will cut across and will make sense to you. And therefore, let me say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you wherever you might be. From Accra to Zanzibar, it is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me say good morning to my colleague and co-presenter, Mr. Frank David Sumisolai Mikoiki. And to the wonderful, wonderful jubbly Nana Efia Sewera Koto. Efia, morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. And good morning to each and every one of you this place listening to me. Those of you on holidays, the Tabiris, Sister Gina and the family. To the Hammers, the Betwells, I say massive good morning. Let me say morning to my apostle himself, brother HB. Apostle, massive good morning to you. And to the family as well, I say massive, massive good morning. And let me say good morning to Paul, who's just entered the building. Paul, how are you doing? One of the guys working on the technical things when it comes to Starr Radio UK. And let me say good morning to Mr. L upon wherever you are. To my executive producer himself, Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, wherever you are, good morning. Mr. Kofi Ali, Ambassador Light for ECOWAS, massive good morning to you. Hey, my brother Felix, good morning. And I'm saying massive good morning to the one and only Dr. Martin. To my producer of our princess, how are you, princess? And to now, the Miss Donna Chakia boy, my princess, how are you doing? Let me say good morning to my lovely wife Lottie, wherever you are, massive good morning to you. And then to Auntie Mary, Mrs. Mary Bruce, ma'am, morning. To my Bishop Reverend Dr. Francis Okunu, Mama Eugenia Nunu, wherever you are, about massive good morning. Okie dokie do. So wherever you are, it's another edition of the morning show from Starr Radio UK. And today we'll be looking at from Brexit and all the confusion that seems to be going on. And then we'll be coming to the banking sector in Ghana. The regulator says that is trying to, or it has cleaned up the banking sector. But like we were touching on yesterday, where we were talking about recession in other parts of the world and everything that's going on, that means investor confidence. Do you think that the banking sector, the way the regulator, that is the Bank of Ghana, has gone about it at the moment is something worthwhile? And will it serve the interests of the people? But well, this and a lot more I'll be bringing your way in a jiffy. Our program outline, if you're your first time of joining us on the morning show, we'll be having a look at the quote for the day, then the weather forecast, then the travel updates. I'll bring you some lovely music. We have 11 o'clock, we have so live Mikoiki joining us, bringing us updates from Nigeria. Then we move on to some other world stories, our global news, and where we'll be reviewing some of them. When I move on hence from there, and exactly at 12 o'clock, the lines will be open for you to add your voice to the discussions. If for no apparent reason, for no apparent reason, you can't call us at the time that we give to you, that is at 12 o'clock when the lines are open, and there is the need for you to call. There could be an exemption, all right? And then exactly after that, at 1 o'clock exactly, we'll be bringing the program to a close. So that is by way of the program outline for today. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. But now let me bring you the quote for the day. What did the quote for the day say this morning? It says, to succeed in this era, focus on determining what the most important goals for your life are and set out to achieve them no matter what happens. That is by means of the quote for the day. But it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I'm saying good morning to the boss man himself at Raj Law, Mr. Raj. That's a morning to you. And special good morning goes to Abola Beat Tano Kofi. Says nice program. Abola Beat, good morning to you. But if you're watching us live on Facebook, share the page with your friends and loved ones. Those of you who watch us on YouTube, we want you to do something for us. And as I've been saying for the past few days, subscribe to our page. And invite your friends to also subscribe to our page. And if you have a music, if you have a service that you want promoted, you have produce or product that you want promoted, we'll give you some incentive from there. Knowing that you've been able to exactly share it with some loved one. Abola Beat Tano Kofi says, I love this program. And Abola, I say thank you very much. And I love you too. Okie dokie. Now let's move on to the weather forecast. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So what has the weather got in stock for us? So let me bring you what it says. It should be dry and fine today with lengthy sunny spells and some patchy clouds developing this afternoon. Now, a dry night with clear periods and only a few areas of cloud is likely to follow. 1 or 2 mist patches could develop where the winds fall light. Top temperature is going to be 22 degrees, the low is going to be 12 degrees. Now, when it comes to pollen level, it's going to be moderate, UV level moderate, and pollution is going to be low. Sunset is going to be at 20:14, and sunrise for tomorrow morning is going to be at 05:53 hours. And that brings us to the weather forecast for you for London and the southeast of England. Starr Radio UK. It's now 10:45, and we take one break, and then I bring you the travel update. Stay tuned, and don't even think of touching the dial.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
This is Starr Radio UK.
Yes, so keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads, so we'll keep you navigated. I promise I'm on the Starr Radio UK travel update that comes your way every weekday from 10:45. It's now teetering towards 10:47. But when it comes to the underground this morning, Bakerloo, Central Circle District, Hammersmith and City, Jubilee, Metropolitan, Northern Piccadilly, Victoria, Waterloo and City lines are all in good service. London Overground, TFL, Rail, DLR, London Tramway, good service there as well. Now let's move on to the my favorite means of transport, the river bus. And assuredly, I can tell you that RB1, RB1S, RB2, RB4, RB5, RB6 Woolwich Ferry are all in good service. But keep your eyes on the roads, keep your eyes on the roads, so we'll keep you navigated as and when there are any changes to your travels. Yeah, we'll be bringing it your way. Now, on the National Rail this morning, Northern Rail has got a special service, Southeastern special service there as well. Now finally, let me take you to the major roads in London. I call them the A roads. Now on A10 there are closures, A12 closures, A13 closures, A20 closures, A23 closures, A4 closures, Central London Red Routes closures, South Circular A205 closures there as well. So let me say, well. That is the end of the travel update for you today. Tuesday, the 20th day of August 2019. And I say, enjoy your commute for today. But you know what? Keep those eyes on the road. You can't always be in control of what happens on the road, but you can control the tires you ride on. Thanks to Champon tires, in testing condition, you are guaranteed of traction and grip, be it new or partly worn tire. Champon tires are the largest import and exporters of tires in the UK. Locate us all over the UK. For Wakefield, contact us on 01924 262 043. Selby, Rotherham, Hull, and Birmingham, contact us on 01709 380 615. Or you can visit us at www.champontires.co.uk. Champon Tires. Safe when new, safe when partly worn.
Yes. How do you get the energy to do that?
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes.
How do you get the energy to do that?
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. The whole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Well, I might not have introduced myself formally to you, but let me do so.
Archie on Starr Radio UK. Nobody does it better.
So, welcome back to the program. It is now 9 minutes to the top of the hour. Like you know, I'll be bringing you the first carefully selected choice of song. One that I want to say thank you, God, for another opportunity to live life to the fullest. And let me say good morning. Take this opportunity to say good morning to Joyce, Mrs. Joyce Dake, wherever you are. I hope you are doing very well. And the girls, Esinam and Zoe, I hope you guys are doing very good. Morning to you, morning to you. And let me say good morning to my bishop himself, Reverend Dr. Francis Soko Nuno, Mama Eugenia Nuno, all of Revival City Church in Mitcham, wherever you are. Massive good morning to you. Hope you are all doing very, very well. To Pastor Mrs. Salome Ado and the Ado family in Milton Keynes, BLFM, that is Bible Life Family Ministries, all the members there, we salute you all. We hope you're all doing good. Mr. Max Nyamadi and the family, saluta. Okay, so moving on to some other issues that we have to have a look at. But before then, we bring you some lovely music. The Prime Minister says it is undemocratic. The backstop must be scrapped. The plan to avoid a hard border in Northern Ireland is unviable, the Prime Minister says in a letter to the EU. Now, we have Donald Tusk with his face on. Whoops! Okay, how is it going to be? We'll be talking about that in a jiffy. And the banking sector cleanup that has gone on in Ghana for the past few, should I call it, months? Yes, a few, or about a year now, a few of the banks have been, virtually liquidated and or some forced to be folded or siphoned by other bigger banks because of the monies that is supposed to deposit to to be able to get the necessary accreditation as a proper bank. Okay, I will bring you more details of that. But do you think yesterday we had a discussion on it, but we didn't have enough time to actually scrutinize the whole thing, and therefore today I brought it back on the banking sector cleanup. Good or bad? Somebody say, well, some people are complaining about the loss of their money. I remember growing up and when there was this Piram back in Ghana at the Caprice area. They had various branches somewhere, and then I remember people losing their monies. That time the soldiers who have been to the Middle East and were back, and the monies that they made from those trips, and then they've invested all there, some money to recoup some of their money. Others, just invested and that was it. And a pyramid scheme, and then busha. So if the Bank of Ghana is looking at it and thinks, whoa, care has to be taken, and has put the stops in place to stop them from getting there, is that wrong? Somebody will say yes. It is wrong, because people are going to lose their livelihoods. People are going to lose their jobs, because the banks are folding up. And the problem is government is not creating more jobs, because it's not the problem of it's not up to government to create jobs. Government has to create the enabling environment for jobs to be created. But there's a lot more we'll be having a look at. Jeffrey Epstein signed will 2 days before death. My apologies. Lightning strike partly to blame for power cut. Okay, so now they are finding something to blame for the power cut. But let's take the song, one from Dinah Hamilton. Hamilton, that says, I believe. I believe. I hope that you also believe that there is a God somewhere who is working on our behalf. Massive good morning to you. Enjoy.
I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. Believe, yes, I believe. You say, I believe that you are able to do exceedingly abundantly, far above all I could ask or think. I believe, yes, I believe. You're the one who woke me up this morning. You could do it over again. You give me strength so I can make it through the day. When I'm weak, you call me strong. When I am poor, you say I'm rich. I am amazed at how you do it, but I believe. You're the one who woke me up this morning. You could do it over again. I am alive because your hand is still at work. When I'm weak, you call me strong. When I am poor, you say I'm rich. I am amazed at how you do it, but I believe you are able. You're more than able, also able.
This is Starr Radio UK. Online, on mobile, Swan DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading African Caribbean radio station. Against me shall prosper. Oh no, in the mighty name of Jesus I believe. If it's a trouble, Tavia, only him would die. As I'm a enemy who's there, all your things fall. Nobody can change my mind. I believe. No weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. Oh no, in the mighty name of Jesus I believe. If it's a trouble, Tavia, only him would die. As I'm a enemy who's there, all your things fall. Nobody can change my mind. I believe you are able, more than able, oh so able. Lord, I believe. Say you are able, more than able, oh so able. Lord, I believe. Hey, no weapon fashion against me shall ever prosper. a metro Botavia. Oh, here and there. As I'm a hand of a who's there. All your things fall. Nobody can change my mind. I believe no weapon fashioned against me shall prosper. Oh no, in the mighty name of Jesus I believe. If it's a metro Botavia. Oh, here and there. As I'm a hand of a who's there. All your things fall. Nobody can change my mind. I believe you are able, more than able, oh so able. Lord, I believe. Say you are able, more than able, oh so able. Lord, I believe. Hey, no weapon fashion against me shall ever prosper. In Jesus' name, if he set me trouble, tape ya. Oh, he would die. My son, my shana, who said, all your things fall. Nobody can change my mind. I believe you are able, more than able, also able. Lord, I believe that you are able, more than able, also able. I believe you, sir. You are able. Yes, sir. More than able. I believe it. Also able. And I receive it. Lord, I believe. Say you are able. I believe it. More than able. And I receive it.
This is Starr Radio UK. Online, on mobile, Swan DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading African Caribbean radio station.
If he set me trouble, tape ya. Oh, he would die. My son, my shana, me who said, all your things fall. Nobody can change my mind. I believe you are able, more than able, also able. Lord, I believe that you are able, more than able, also able. I believe you, sir. You are able. Yes, sir. More than able. I believe it. Also able. And I receive it. Lord, I believe. Say you are able. I believe it. More than able. And I receive it. Also able. Lord, I believe. You are able. Lord, I believe. Also able. Lord, I
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, and it's 4 minutes past the top of the hour. That means that we have our man in the house. Yesterday we didn't get him, but today, thank God, we have him back here. And it's no other person but the one and only Mr. Olayomi Koiki. Yomi, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ache, and a very bright good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on where you're listening to us on this edition of the morning show, where we bring to you what is happening not just in Africa, in Caribbean, and right here in the United Kingdom as well. And in the next couple of 10 minutes to 15 minutes, as well, we will be giving you what are the happenings back in Nigeria and also what is happening right here in United Kingdom. Yes, I can tell you precisely a greeting from Nana to you, Mr. Archie, and thank you very much for that connection. And again, once again, this is where we are this morning on the literally about a few meters away from 813, where we are doing what we love to do. But this morning, good to be back again on the morning show. I go back now to you in the studio.
Yes, listeners, that is Mr. Olaimi Koike going to bring you updates from Nigeria, and it's sponsored by the Koike Removal Services, and it says removal services made simpler than you think. And let me say good morning to my bishop himself, Reverend Dr. Francis Okonono, Papa Fio, Alasha Nunu, wherever you are. Massive good morning to you, and to Mama Eugenia as well, and to Nana. Nana, good morning to you. I hope you are doing very, very well. Now, let's come to the updates. Now, Edo Assembly crisis is a matter of rule of law. APC stalwart PDP accuses APC. But before we go on that, yesterday we touched on a story which made the rounds over the weekend. That is the attack by the former deputy leader of the Senate, in Nuremberg in Germany. And I wanted to see whether you have got any updates on that, Yomi.
Yes, what we know and what we've heard, and looking at not just the video, Ekirimadu, for those that are not aware of him, he was the Deputy Senate President, and for the 4 years of the 8th Assembly, even though APC were in government, people will want to know why, the opposition was also the Senate President when we had APC in government. That was part of the deal that the Senate President himself did with the PDP at the time that made Ekirimadu becoming the Deputy Senate President of the 8th Assembly. There was a cultural Igbo program, from what we heard in Germany, where he was invited, just like any of the politicians, not just from Nigeria, but across Africa and across Europe, do go to different part of the world to attend events. But it looks like he's on a bit, ugly and messy when he was not just, not allowed. I mean, he was not just, I don't want to phrase it out. I mean, we saw picture of of someone in that high profile, where his clothes were torn, and that was a very, very ugly scene. Regardless of whether we agree with some of these politicians, yes, I mean, and this is not the view of the radio. This is just my own personal view. Sometimes we must be able to exactly what happened with those ugly scenes traveling around the world in Germany.
Interesting. Some updates coming through. It says that these the perpetrators of that act will be facing the German laws. So I don't know whether after that the Nigerian government, the federal government, will also be putting these people on trial. Well, they are in Germany, so it's difficult.
It's going to be difficult to. I mean, yes, you just based on what you're saying. From another, information reaching me as of this morning is, I'm not sure whether there will be any kind of sort from the German authority. From what they told is they did attend the event. I mean, after the whole thing, I mean, the security, and nothing seems to. Must have happened, and there was a kind of protest, and that was it. We've seen protest turns ugly even right here in the United Kingdom. Yes, we've seen, I mean, I remember at the time the former Deputy Prime Minister, John Prescott. If you remember, Mr. Archie, he was thrown an egg. We've seen milkshake thrown into,
Nigel Farage.
So this is not new. It's just that what could be this agitation. The other day, we saw in Nigeria break diplomatic cars, and this time around, what could be coming, I'm sure most of the politicians this time around will have to think twice before they travel out of the country.
Well, that's one thing that yesterday we arrived at. We were saying that, well, when they are promising, they have to be very careful. But now people are very attentive, and they will hold you accountable for whatever word or whatever statement that you make. But well, it is Starr Radio UK. Let me say good morning to Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, man of God. Thank you very much for your support once again, and thank you. Now let's move on to El Zakizaki. What has happened to him? Is he back?
Well, Mr. Archie and our listeners, it looks like El Zakizaki made a very, what we call global trotting, like you would normally call me as well. Maybe he just wanted to have a bit of fresh air in India, or maybe the plan that they had, didn't fulfill and they have to make a U-turn. El Zakizaki and the wife are finally back in Nigeria, and maybe this time around, the Nigerian healthcare is much better than the Indian one.
Hopefully, we hope that the common Nigerian person can go to the hospital and get the health assistance that they need the way it's supposed to be. But it is Star Radio UK. It is update from Nigeria. It is now 10 minutes past 11, and I have Ms. Olaimi Koike. Now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds this morning.
Yes, there was also, this, a rumor that was going around. The head of the FIRS, and the FIRS, boss not under investigation, says the presidency. This was, following reports making rounds in some media outlets. It is necessary to state categorically that the chairman, that is one of the most important area in any country in the world. Whoever is in charge of the tax, collection, and then it looks like that was exactly the rumor that was going around in Nigeria. So this individual named Babatunde Fowler is the chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Services, and the presidency says is not under any investigation. There was a kind of memo that came out last week that I saw myself, but what the presidency is saying is a letter from the chief of staff. Let us say that a lot of people believe, that's the opinion of from what we heard, that the chief of staff is in charge of what is happening in Nigeria, named by Abba Kaira. There was a letter, sent to him, exchanged between himself and the chairman of the Inland Revenue. But now the presidency disputing that, saying the letter from the chief of staff to the president, Abba Kaira, on which purported rumor of an investigation is based, merely raised concerns over negative run of tax revenue collection in recent times. And that is exactly what is coming up from that particular one. Let's take a look at some of the other stories as well. The presidential retreat for the ministerial that we don't have a portfolio yet, but by August 21st, the president says Nigerians will know who is in charge of who in terms of the portfolio. So that is also, a retreat is going on at the moment in Abuja as well. Let's now go into, some of the other updates as well. Mr. Archie, billions of naira is always stolen in Nigeria, but it looks like what we know as Dasuki Gate. Dasuki Gate, if a lot of us remember, was in charge during the Jonathan era of the PDP, during the PDP in power. He has been in captive as well, just like El Zakizaki. Bill has requested, the federal government have rejected that because there was armed steel that was squandered, and it looks like part of those that were involved. Now the Economic and Financial Crime Commission yesterday have arraigned a lady called Mrs. Isabella Oshinde and Bode Oshinde Organization Limited. So many organizations are cropped up during this government and non-government. Most of the government, sometimes they're just used as fraud to defraud the government and the system. So it looks like before the Justice Taiwo of the Federal High Court in Abuja, only 25 counts, Mr. Archie and our listeners, charged bordering on money laundering to the tune of 22 billion naira. I'll take a pause on that before we go into more details of some other stories going around in Nigeria, and we can continue with the update.
Wow. Listeners, Star Radio UK and updates from Nigeria with Mr. Olayomi Koiki. And interesting stories going on there. But Yomi, there's one bit that you touched on that seems to be a trend at the moment. Now, the courts rule, and they say, now this person has to be released on bail or released, and then the federal government decides, no, we are still going to be holding those people still in custody. But this is the same government that says, oh, there is the rule of law. There's democracy, and that is the rule of law, and therefore everybody has to abide by it. So, what has some of these astound lawyers been saying about this?
Well, that has been the fear of a lot of Nigerians at the moment, that as much as we are meant to be practicing democracy, but is that democracy something that is allowed when the court, gives judgment, but, the federal government overrule, the court judgment? Dasuki himself has been requested so many times, allow bail, just like Ozakizaki, but that has been turned down. We saw also, if I remember when we spoke to you on Friday, that there were meant to be a protest yesterday as well, called Democracy, State Repression, and the State of Insecurity in Nigeria. And high-profile individuals were meant to be attending that event. I did mention Professor Wole Soyinka, Professor Omotoye Oloride, Mr. Femi Falana, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Aborishade, Professor Anthony Kai, and so many others were meant to be attending this event yesterday. I can tell you that the police sealed off the venue where the symposium were meant to be taking place in Lagos. Could that be again, allowing the freedom of speech to be suppressed? So many Nigerians are getting worried, and that is exactly, so there's a lot of different opinion as to why Omoyele Sowore as well has been detained just before the protest that he wanted to call revolution protest on the 5th of August. Is still being held captive. So it seems so many people are getting worried. And I can tell you from one of the former, spokesperson of the PDP as well during the Jonathan regime, Ruben Abati, a very well-known individual, a journalist, a writer, and the former official presidential spokesperson from 2011 to 2015. This says, with defeat IBB and Abacha, we won't allow another dictator. And that is also coming up from the senior advocate of Nigeria, Mr. Femi Falana.
Wow. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, an update from Nigeria, sponsored by the Koike Removal Services. And I know Mr. Olaimi Koike is global trotting, as usual, as he does, and bringing you all the news that you need to know pertaining to Nigeria and home here in the UK. Now, there is one news that I've just broken. I don't know whether you've chanced on it, and it's talking about the EFCC has raided Governor Ambode's residence. Do you have any information to that?
Well, let's take it back. I might be saying that while we're having the conversation. But yes, as at 2 weeks ago, we did mention that the EFCC, asked the court, to freeze 3 accounts linked to, the former governor of Lagos State. A lot of Nigerians expected his name to be included in the ministerial list. His name wasn't in there, and it seems things might be a little bit becoming ugly between himself, his government during his time as Lagos State governor, and this money that was linked. We were talking about billions of naira, only left with about 300 million naira, as at the time the EFCC were requesting, for that to be put on hold. 3 accounts linked to the ex-governor. So I won't be surprised if there will be further investigation like that breaking news that you just mentioned right now, with former governor of Lagos State, Akinwumi Ambode.
Wow. Listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. Now, before we go, if you have any problems moving your goods, whether it be commercial or domestic, moving houses, then look no further. Quick Removal Services, it says, removal services made simpler than you think. Relax and let our professional movers take care of your move. Single item to a full house move, man with a van hire, fixed price and hourly rate, fully insured service. For booking with Koiki Media, you can bring in the world closer to your doorstep. Contact them on +44 7366 391 321. Let me take that one again. +44 7366 391 321 or +447 5940 50979 +44 759 40 979. I hope that I got it right because I seem to be jumbling the numbers today. Okay, so Yomi, before we go, what else do you have for us?
Yes, just a quick thought. Like you mentioned, Edo Assembly crisis is matter of the rule of law. APC steward PDP accused APC presidency of complicity in variance in tax collection. The National Youth Service Corps opens orientation camp for the 2019 batch B Stream 2 Corps members. Kogi Bayasa gubernatorial aspirant expressed confidence in PDP screening. Police debunked claims of Fulani youth setting ablaze an Igbo man in Abuja. Sanwo-Olu, the Lagos governor, to inaugurate cabinet this week. Tribunal wrong results allotted to Idoha Inwotu. Federal government approved new rapid HIV test kit. Fayemi bans use of English language during traditional events. Those who marked me were under the influence of alcohol and drugs. Ekiri Madu, that is the former Senate president, is saying those who attacked me were under the influence of alcohol. Maybe not, maybe yes, but a lot of Nigerians are not so happy with so many of the situations back in Nigeria. That doesn't also give them the right to, take, some of these leaders they would have done. But like I said, every opinion and individual view is different. Let me take one more before, we get back to what we are doing as well. The Zeni tackles EFCC over seized 40 million jewelry. With the Zeni, the former NNPC, in charge, still in the United Kingdom here, even though the federal government are trying to get back to Nigeria so that she can face a lot of questioning. And on that note, I'll go back to you in the studio, Mr. Archie, and we will be back same time tomorrow with an exclusive interview, which we'll be giving. The interview will be on Nigeria Voices tomorrow as well.
Wow. Listeners, that was Mr. Olaimi Koike bringing you updates from Nigeria, and it's sponsored by the Koike Removal Services, saying removal services made simpler than you think. Contact them, whether it be one item, commission, whatever it is, they are able to move it across for you. It's all insured, and you have your goods or your products delivered intact. Yomi, thank you very much and have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Archie, and to all our listeners, keep tuned, stay tuned with Star Radio UK, your finest African and Afro-Caribbean radio station here in London.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that was Mr. Olaimi Koike bringing you updates from Nigeria. The time now is 11:22 from the hearts of London, and I am Archie. We take a commercial break, and once we come back, we continue with the program. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial. To the glory of God, Bethlehem Freetown, Sierra Leone celebrates 50 years. The celebration train stops in London Friday the 23rd to Sunday the 25th of August 2019. Theme: Transformed from Glory to Glory. Featuring Reverend Dr. Abraham George, Reverend Ulrich Crown, Reverend Dr. Francis Seth Nunu, Reverend Mary Macaulay, Reverend Ernest Johnson, Reverend Hannah Neal, Apostle Desmond Alfonso Thomas, Reverend Deborah Hills, and Minister Colina Archie Peters. In attendance are Overcomers Voices, CJ Praise, and Minister Jesse Levy. Be a part of the celebration and meet with friends, Old Royal Rangers, Missionettes, White Club, and have the battlefield. Remember, it is the 23rd to the 25th of August at Revival City Church, Unit 16, 1 to 11 Willow Lane, Mitchell, CR4 4NA.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package? And Intact Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the darkness. Of darkness.
So what did that
myself and the world will adjust. And 2019,
forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
You can't always be in control of what happens on the road, but you can control the tires you ride on. Thanks to Champon Tires, in testing condition, you are guaranteed of traction and grip, be it new or partly worn tire. Champon Tires are the largest import and exporters of tires in the UK. Locate us all over the UK. For Wakefield, contact us on 01924 262 043. Selby, Rotherham, Hull, and Birmingham, contact us on 01709 380-615, or you can visit us at www.champontires.co.uk. Champon Tires, safe when new, safe when partly worn.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
I know. So improve but degree. Okay, what about but degree? No when you secret your fees. Exciting, huh? Yes. Say your first degree and now masters. UK abai betimi amal grant and now scholarship and a financial support. Now they are school about degree. Our courses be brave. UK degree and a masters fully sponsored. Tie UK buying ebetimi amount up to £21,000 every year. Now what your school fees about degree. So how do you go about it? A simple cry. Gem Educational Consultants ever born with your application. Now also what me and your KB. Now what your degree. So British passport, indefinite. And now EU passport, 18 and now 55 years. When so bet me and your KB. Now what your degree. Even for first degree, no. Apart from say we up to £21,000, no. Abai bet your school fees near the end amount. Any for 07904793019 or visit us at 51 Albany Road, Hornchurch, RM12 4RE. Email pastorjoeka@yahoo.com. Nyesika nefetria wo fees, but degree.
All I can see, sometimes.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone.
So let's enjoy this song from the one and only Freddie Merway, and it's a 200% Zoblazo. Enjoy it, and I'll be with you.
In your car,
At work,
at home,
on your smartphone, broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7.
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show.
This is the morning show with Archie. This is the morning show with Archie.
Enlighten your day with Starr Radio.
To the glory of God, Bethlehem Freetown, Sierra Leone celebrates 50 years. The celebration train stops in London Friday the 23rd to Sunday the 25th of August 2019. Theme: Transport from Glory to Glory. Featuring Reverend Dr. Abraham George, Reverend Ulrich Crown, Reverend Dr. Francis Seth Nunu, Reverend Mary Macaulay, Reverend Ernest Johnson, Reverend Hannah Neal, Apostle Desmond Alfonso Thomas, Reverend Deborah Hills, and Minister Colina Archie Pierce. In attendance are Overcomers Voices, City Praise, and Minister Jesse Levy. Be a part of the celebration and meet with friends, Old Royal Rangers, Missionettes, White Club, and have the battlefield. Remember, it is the 23rd to the 25th of August at Revival City Church, Unit 16, 1 to 11 Willow Lane, Mitchell, CR4 4NA.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging the hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. It is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 11:37. And it is the Tuesday edition of the morning show. I'm here this morning to serve you a breakfast, okay? And I am
the one and only
Archie on Starr Radio UK. Nobody does it better.
So, welcome back to the program. As I said earlier on, today we'll be having a look at the cleaning of the banking sector in Ghana. We'll be having a look at some of the other stories making the rounds in the world, from Brexit, from the undemocratic backstop that Boris thinks that needs to be removed, so that we can have, we will not have a hard border there, and everything that is going on, we'll be having a look at that. Lightning strike partly to blame for the power cut that took place a couple of weeks ago, and student loan overpayment of 28 million going unclaimed. Graduates have paid millions in the repayment even though their student loans have been cleared. Okay, so those of you who have already paid, check it out. Maybe they've overcharged you. You got some monies back, right? Okay. So let me just touch on the banking sector in Ghana briefly, just bring you a bit of update from there, and then we come to the news that is making the rounds, and then once the lines are open at 12 o'clock, we can just come back and have a detailed look at this topic. And on that note, let me say good morning once again to Felix all the way in Aberdeen, and to all the wonderful ones, Akosia in Glasgow, Sister Gina in Glasgow, and the family as well. Eddie, salute you all. Good morning to you all. Now, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has said the clean up in the banking sector has cost the National Treasury 12.7 billion Ghana cedis. He said money we can ill afford, but which was necessary to sanitize the sector, minimize job losses, and protect deposits of 1.147386 million Ghanaians and their businesses and the people they employ. Now, delivering the State of the Nation's address in Accra on Thursday, that was passed, the president said the banking sector had emerged stronger from those developments and inspired confidence in it. Now, in all this, I have been anxious that our local banks are helped and given as much support as possible, which has been done, but I will not be on the side of criminal behavior if that is discovered. He said, and urged Ghanaians to remain patient for the investigations to be made in a calm manner. He said the woes of the banking sector have also been a case of long-standing bad practices that we previously had been unable to unwilling to deal with, now which are now having to deal with in the most painful manner. And while I am the subject of a rogue activities in the banking sector, it is probably the time to mention the men's gold debacle. This is a tragic phenomenon that appears to have occurred in plain sight and affected a lot of people in spite of warnings from official institutions. So that is just a simple view of what has gone on, or a summary of what has gone on in the banking sector in Ghana and the cleanup that has gone on. It's talking about the fact that about 1.12 million people could have lost their jobs, could have lost their monies and all that stuff. So by cleaning up now, though people might have lost their jobs, it is not as bad as having 1.1 million people losing everything. So what do you think about all that? We'll be coming to that in a jiffy. But it is Starr Radio UK, 11:41 the time. This evening exactly at 6 o'clock, we have the one and only program, The Question, with Mr. Frank Davis. That will be coming your way. And then after, exactly at tick-tack, 7:30, we'll be having the one and only Simon Frazier also coming your way with the program. Somebody say the program. And what program is it? The CEO, the boss lady coming your way with the CEO program. So make sure. Okay, so make sure you tune in to listen to that program. Now, moving on to the stories making the rounds here today in the UK. The Prime Minister says undemocratic backstop must be scrapped. The plan to avoid a hard border in Northern Ireland is unviable, the Prime Minister says in a letter to the EU. But what does it all say? In a letter to European Council President Donald Tusk, or Tusk as we may call him, Mr. Johnson said the backstop, which aims to avoid a hard border, risks undermining the Northern Irish peace process. If it were removed, the Prime Minister claimed a Brexit deal will be passed by MPs. The EU has not yet responded, but has repeatedly said the backstop must stay. In a phone conversation with Mr. Johnson on Monday evening, Irish Tory Prime Minister Leo Varadkar reiterated that the withdrawal agreement negotiated by former Prime Minister Theresa May with Brussels, but rejected by the Parliament 3 times, could not be reopened or the backstop removed from it. Now, Mr. Johnson's 4-page letter to Mr. Tusk comes ahead of meetings this week with German Chancellor Angela Merkel and French President Emmanuel Macron. The BBC political correspondent Ian Watson said Mr. Johnson appeared to be aiming for one of two outcomes. Now, either the EU blinks as the prospect of a no deal looms over ever closer, or it holds firm, in which case the Prime Minister will argue it is Brussels' fault the country is heading for a no deal. The border is a matter of great political security and diplomatic sensitivity, and both the UK and EU agree that whatever happens after Brexit, there should be no new physical checks or infrastructure at the frontier. The backstop is a position of last resort to guarantee that, but if implemented, it will see Northern Ireland stay aligned to some rules of the EU single market. Now, it will also involve a temporary single customs territory, effectively keeping the whole of the UK in the EU customs union. So, there's a tree saying that says, so it's like you're gone, but you are still there. Now, in this letter, Mr. Johnson described the backstop as inconsistent with the sovereignty of the UK. He said the arrangement will be anti-democratic because it offers no means for the UK to unilaterally exit and no say for the people of Northern Ireland over the rules that would apply there. The Prime Minister also warned that it risked weakening the delicate balance of the Good Friday peace agreement because unionist parties like the DUP are so unhappy with it. Now, the Prime Minister called for flexible and creative solutions and alternative arrangements based on technology to avoid a hard border. He said the backstop should be replaced with a commitment to put in place such arrangements as far as possible before the end of the transition period, currently the end of 2020 under Mrs. May's deal. If they were not in place by the end of the transition period, Mr. Johnson said the UK was ready to look constructively and flexibly at the commitment, at what commitment might help. Now, time is very short, but the UK is ready to move quickly, and given the degree of common ground already, I hope the EU will be ready to do likewise, he wrote. I am equally confident that Parliament will be able to act rapidly if we were able to reach a satisfactory agreement which did not contain the backstop. And somebody's been asking the question all the time. What is the backstop? What is the backstop then? It is the case where if we leave without a deal, then they say we're going to put a physical border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland. But interestingly, when you go to Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland, now we have people whose front part of their houses are in Northern Ireland. The backyard is in the Republic of Ireland. So it's a case like that of the what do you call them? The Koreas, North and South Korea, something like that. So people but in the North and South Korea, there is a proper proper border there. But I'm saying that they are same people. I call them siblings, or they are brothers. But we have that thing going to happen. So that's the question that people are asking. Do we need anything of the sort? Because that will affect or impact negatively the Good Friday Agreement. That was also, negotiated a long time ago by Tony Blair and all those people there. We had, Bill Clinton and all those people trying to put their backs into it, making sure that we come out with that. So with all that happening now, do you think that the backstop is undemocratic? Well, you voted to leave, right? Or we voted to leave, okay? Majority voted to leave. So if we are leaving, then you leave. So I shut my door to you. If you say you're leaving me, I shut the door. But you say, no, I'm leaving, but open the door so that I can come and be playing, and then I'll be going. That game. But well, what do you think about all that? I'll be opening the lines exactly at 12 o'clock for us to make more sense of what is happening. But if you are watching us live on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube, and all the others, share the page with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. Let me say good morning to Wafa in team. I hope you are doing very, very well. Thanks for sharing, and thanks for liking our page, and also thanks for subscribing to our YouTube channel. What about that? Yes, good morning to you all. And if you are listening to me, I beg of you to do the same this morning. Now, moving on to some of the other stories making the rounds in the world today. The story says, no deal Brexit could cost farmers 850 million in profits. And a no-deal Brexit could cost the farming industry 850 million a year in lost profits, new research seen by the BBC suggests. Interesting. Now, farm business consultants Anderson's said that without government support increasing significantly, some farms will inevitably struggle to survive. The author of its research described a no-deal Brexit as a greater challenge than the BSE and foot and mouth crisis. The government says it will provide direct support to boost some sectors in the unlikely event this is required. Under a no-deal Brexit, farms could have to pay a tariff on goods exported to the EU for the first time. Lamb and live sheep exports could face tariffs of 45 to 50%, while trade and farming groups says some cuts of beef could see tariffs more than 90%. So somebody asked the question, what is the point? If European firms suddenly start having a pay more for UK meat, the fear is they could quickly switch to suppliers in other countries. Other so-called non-tariff barriers like extra veterinary and custom checks at the border could also increase costs to farmers. It could wipe the sheep industry in Northern Ireland. Farmers Joe and Lindsay Best from County Antrim said to the Victoria Derbyshire program, a large percentage of our sheep are exported into France and the Republic of Ireland, and the price of feed could go up as well. It could decimate both the sheep and the cattle industry here. Now, farms already receive more than 3.5 billion pounds a year in EU subsidies under the Common Agriculture Policy, the CAP. The government has told farmers those support levels will be maintained until the next general election, and that is included in Anderson's calculation. In the first year after a no-deal Brexit, profitability across the whole industry will fall by 18%, or between 800 million and 850 million pounds, compared with the 2016-2018 average, it research suggests. And that is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And there are no Brexit. Dairy products exports will attract higher tariffs and other restrictions, which is feared could lead to an oversupply of milk in the UK and falling prices. So they cannot ship them out, or so they will have extra. So the prices of milk is going to just drop. Boom. So those of you like drinking cow milk, good luck. Now, at the same time, tariffs on imports from outside the EU could be cut substantially, meaning British farmers will face competition from low-cost butter and cheese made overseas. Now, Colin Ferguson, who runs his own herd of 200 dairy cattle on the Marches Peninsula in southwest Scotland, said that will be his biggest concern. Produce from overseas doesn't need to meet the high welfare or production standards that we confirm to. Therefore, our markets get undermined by cheap produce, and the consumer quite rightly will buy the cheapest item on the shelf, he added. Mr. Ferguson, who voted leave in 2016, said uncertainty around the UK's relationship with the EU was the biggest challenge and had already made it harder to invest in new livestock machinery. Well, so some people are saying, well, when we were voting, we didn't know exactly what we were voting for. Somebody say, you say you are living. So all these things should have come into your thoughts before you decided. But, well, were we misled or were we led? Whatever it is. Well, that's what we're saying. But it is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. 7 minutes to 12 the time, the morning show, the program. I am Archie. This program comes your way every weekday from Monday to Friday from 10:30. Make sure you join us each time. Now, still on the Brexit and all that is coming with it, Diana Abbott has said freedom of movement policy will be problematic. The government's policy on freedom of movement will create chaos and be very problematic for business, Shadow Home Secretary Diana Abbott has said. Now, EU nationals will be in the exact same position as the Windrush people and will not have the paperwork to prove they are here perfectly, legally, she added. The Windrush scandal saw some immigrants from the Caribbean wrongly threatened with deportation despite living and working in the UK for decades. Now, the government has said the right of EU citizens to live and work freely in the UK will end immediately if there is a no-deal Brexit on the 31st of October. So that next few, the 70 days, 70 plus days, what is going to happen on that front? That and a lot more going to be coming your way. Don't touch the dial. Starr Radio UK. Always coming your way. Wait. the best in programs. Okay. Now, finally, from the UK front, a man has been charged with sex assault at Lytham St. Anne's Care Home. A young man has been charged with sexual assault at a care home. John Hasworth, 18, was held after an alleged incident at New Thursday Nursing Home, Lytham St. Anne's on 4th of August. Now, Mr. Haworth of Gisborne Avenue, St. Anne's, had been charged with attempted rape, sexual assault, trespass with intent to rape, and criminal damage. A 16-year-old boy from Blackpool who was arrested on suspicion of rape and burglary has been released without charge. Lancashire Police said Mr. Hadworth is due before magistrate in Blackpool later. But that is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Stay tuned.
Are you looking to deliver that urgent package and intact? Connect Time Logistics guarantees reliable, fast, secure, and time-sensitive door-to-door delivery services across Ghana, Africa, and indeed worldwide. Our services include air and sea cargo, vehicle shipping, and excess baggage. Connect Time Logistics has a specialized and dedicated customer service team to ensure prompt delivery to your door. Call our London office
+44 208 291 7575 or +44 208 858 6600.
Book online at www.connect-ta.com. Connect Time Logistics, connecting the dots in worldwide professional delivery services.
Hello, good people. I'm back again, and this time it's about Mama's Choice Fufu Mix. It comes in 2 flavors and it contains essential minerals and vitamins. It's gluten-free. You can grab one from the nearest Afro-Caribbean shop or the corner shop next to you. Insist it's Mama's Choice. It's certified by both the US and the UK Food Standard Boards. Grab one for yourself today. Mama's Choice. Ubedisa Charlie.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging the hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
You can't always be in control of what happens on the road, but you can control the tires you ride on. Thanks to Champon Tires, in testing condition, you are guaranteed of traction and grip, be it new or partly worn tire. Champon Tires are the largest import and exporters of tires in the UK. Locate us all over the UK. For Wakefield, contact us on 01924 262 043. Selby, Rotherham, Hull, and Birmingham, contact us on 01709 380-615, or you can visit us at www.champontires.co.uk. Champon Tires, safe when new, safe when partly worn.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour Show on Starr Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour Show is your best source into the property industry.
the glory of God, Bethel Temp Freetown, Sierra Leone celebrates 50 years. Celebration train stops in London Friday the 23rd to Sunday the 25th of August 2019. Theme: Transformed from Glory to Glory. Featuring Reverend Dr. Abraham George, Reverend Ulrich Crown, Reverend Dr. Francis Seth Nunu, Reverend Mary Macaulay, Reverend Ernest Johnson, Reverend Hannah Neal, Apostle Desmond Alfonso Thomas, Reverend Deborah Hills, and Minister Colina Archie Pierce. In attendance are Overcomers Voices, CJ Praise, and Minister Jesse Levy. Be a part of the celebration and meet with friends, old Royal Rangers, Missionettes, White Club, and have the battlefield. Remember, it is the 23rd to the 25th of August at Revival City Church, Unit 16, 1 to 11 Willow Lane, Mitchell, CR4 4NA.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancer taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is the boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Star Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say utter, you say fire.
Welcome back to the program. It is now gone exactly a minute after 12 and the lines are open. You want to join in the conversation this morning, from Brexit to the bank cleaning in Ghana, from Nigeria to El Zaki to our it's not only peculiar to Nigeria. You know, in Ghana, the court ruled that someone who was facing trial should be granted bail, and up to now government is holding the person, and government will now take somebody to court to say go and fight that case that they will not release the person. Okay, so you ask the question that we said democracy is the rule of law. However, the custodians of the law are rather flouting the laws. In Nigeria, the court said, okay, grant this person Al-Zakizaki bail, and they're still holding the person. And it's at a point the court also said, what they call him, Showore also, but there are a few cases like that. So you ask yourself, are the custodians of the law being obedient to the law, or are they just flouting the law because they have the power to do so? Somebody say, do they actually have the power to do so? But well, that seems to be what is, trending now in our part of the world. But now let's come to some other issues that is making the rounds today, that we want to touch on. That's the banking sector, which the president of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has said that has cost the nation up to a tune of it's cost the nation up to 12.7 billion Ghana cedis, and he said that amount of money that the country can ill afford, but has to be spent just to save but which was necessary to sanitize the sector, minimize job losses, and protect deposits of 1,366,000 Ghanaians and their businesses and the people they employed. Now, so has it been something worth doing? Yesterday we were having a discussion, and Felix was of the view that, look, whatever it is, he doesn't think is good enough, because people are losing their jobs. There is that uncertainty when it comes to the banking sector, and therefore investor confidence is low. And if anything, government should have come up with something, policies or something that could, you keep them there, you try to push some money in. But I remember when this cleaning up in the banking sector was going on, I was listening to one interview with one of the governors in the Bank of Ghana, and one of them did make a point that, look, if you look at the occurrences, some of the banks were said that they needed some injection, and the central bank kept on injecting, pushing some more money in, but then they couldn't, at the end of the day, produce what they were supposed to produce or bring about what they were supposed to, and therefore that was the more reason why some of them have to be liquidated, or, as I said, siphoned or swallowed up by the bigger ones. But maybe with the number of banks that we might have now in Ghana, it boosts investor confidence, saving confidence, and people think, okay, yeah, the bank, we can trust them. But what do you think about all that? I want to hear from you. Starr Radio UK. Exactly at 1 o'clock, I bring the program to a close. So make sure you join me now. Call in if you can, or whatever, and then we continue with it. Stay tuned and don't even think of touching the dial. It is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, so let's move on. Okay. Yeah, my apologies for that. So now let's move on to some of the other stories making the rounds here in the UK. Now, across the globe, my apologies. Now, Syrian rebel force from key stronghold after 5 years in control, rebels pulled out of a strategic town in their last remaining province. So, what rebels? The rebels that are fighting against the government of Syria. And it says the Syrian opposition forces have withdrawn from the strategic town of Khan Sheikhoun, deep in the last rebel-held province. Now, government forces backed by Russia closed in on the town in recent weeks. Now, 5 years after rebels took over, now rebels told the BBC that the fighters pulled out of the town on Tuesday. But an unofficial statement from the main jihadist group in Idlib province, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the HTC, characterized it as a redeployment of forces. The fate of the town seemed to be in flux on Tuesday as a UK-based monitoring group, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, reported that it had fallen to the government forces. But the HTC issued a statement saying it had redeployed its fighters in the town after coming under major bombardment. Now, Khan Sheikhoun has also been seen a flashpoint in Syrian civil war. It was the site of a chemical weapon attack in 2017, which the UN expert blamed on Syria. The incident prompted military strikes by the United States. The conflict in Syria has been going on for more than 8 years. Now, Khan Sheikhoun is a strategically significant battleground in the Idlib province. It lies along the Damascus-Aleppo road, which connects two largest cities and runs through a rebel-held territory. It is Starr Radio UK, 7 minutes past the top of the hour, the time, the morning show, the program. I'm here to serve you. Okay. Now, moving on to some other stories also making the rounds in the world for you. In the testing and the testings that is going on, missile tests, INF nuclear treaty, US has tested medium-range cruise missile. The Pentagon issued a handout photo of the missile test launch. The US has tested a medium-range cruise missile weeks after pulling out of a key treaty with Russia that bans such nuclear-capable weapons. The Pentagon said it successfully launched the missile off the coast of California on Sunday. Moscow accused the US of escalating military tensions. Now, the US withdrew from the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces, that is INF treaty, on the 2nd of August after accusing Russia of violating it, a claim Moscow denies. Analysts fear the collapse of the INF could spark a new arms race. The Cold War era treaty banned missiles with ranges of 500 to 5,500 kilometers, that's 310 to 3,400 miles. The Pentagon said the missile launched from the U.S. Navy-controlled San Nicolas Island off the coast of Los Angeles was conventionally figured, meaning not nuclear equipped. The test missile exited its ground mobile launcher and accurately impacted its target after more than 500 kilometers at 310 miles of flight. The U.S. Defense Department said in a statement, data collected and lessons learned from the test will inform the Department of the Defense development of future intermediate range capabilities. Now, Russia called it a cause of regret The US has obviously taken the course of escalating military tensions. We won't react to provocation. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Rybkov was quoted by state news agency TASS as saying, now Russia has been accused of breaching the terms of the treaty in the past, but earlier this year, the US and NATO said there was evidence that Moscow was deploying a new type of cruise missile, the 9M729, known as the NATO as SSC-8. Now, Russia denied the accusation, and President Putin said it was pretext for the US to leave the pact. In February, President Donald Trump set a 2nd August deadline for the US to withdraw from the INF if Russia didn't come into compliance. Russia's President Vladimir Putin suspended his country's own obligations to the treaty shortly afterwards. The US withdrew from the INF as it had threatened on the 2nd of August, and US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said Russia is solely responsible for the treaty demise. And the collapse of the historic agreement has led to concerns that it could lead to a new arms race between the US, Russia, and China. Someone would think, well, we know that because you know that I'm capable and you are capable and that one too is capable, nobody will try to attack the other, because when you live in a glass house, you don't throw stones around, right? So you think that if you dare, I will attack you. If I dare, you will attack me. So it's good, isn't it? In a way. So everybody sits back and just be careful. But somebody will say someone who goes cuckoo or who's gone cuckoos up there might decide to do something negative, as we were looking at the case in North Korea, where we think Uncle Kim might be thinking or pondering over what to do with all that he has. He's been testing missiles for the past 2 weeks. I think it's been going on testing. Over the weekend, I think about 4 others were tested. But whatever it is, what do you think is going to happen? Well, I built mine. You build what? Yours. We have Felix building his, Kofi Ali, and then hey, now everybody know that if you dare, I will shoot you as well. So everybody keeps it. Well, it's an investment for them. What about that? What kind of investment is that? Maybe we'll sell it to some. I rest my case. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. So bringing you some of the news making the rounds in other parts of the world. There, stay tuned and don't touch the world. There, dial. I said, don't touch the world. Interesting. Yes, don't. Now, fate of Italy's coalition to be decided, and diplomats suspended for White Europe comments. And then mural from 3,800 years ago unveiled in Peru. And I will bring you some more stories from that there. Okay. So, I didn't mention this one earlier on, and the story says Jeffrey Epstein signed a will 2 days before killing himself in New York jail cell, U.S. media reports have said. Now, court papers filed last week in the U.S. Virgin Island valued Epstein's estate at more than 577 million. My apologies, that's 475 million pounds. But listed no details of beneficiaries, the Associated Press reported. The will, details of which were first reported by the New York Post, directs Epstein's asset to be put into trust. Now, Epstein died while awaiting trial on sex trafficking and conspiracy charges. The New York Medical Examiner found that the 66-year-old, whose body was discovered on the 10th of August. My apologies, listeners. I need a sip of water. The 10th of August died of suicide by hanging. Epstein pleaded not guilty to the charges against him and was being held without bail. He faced up to 45 years in prison if convicted. So maybe, seeing that the odds were against him, decided to take his life. And well, we know what is going on at the moment, how it's bringing or reining in some royals, or let me say a royal. So we'll be having a look at that. We'll be following it closely. Now, moving on to the story about Italy government in crisis. The fate of coalition to be decided as Prime Minister faces removal. The fate of Italy's coalition is set to be decided after weeks of hostility between the ruling parties, the Nationalist League and Five Star. Now, Matteo Salvini, leader of the League, called for a snap election earlier this month, saying differences between the parties had led to deadlock. Now, Italy's independent Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte is due to make a statement amid speculation he may quit if a new coalition government is not agreed. If a new coalition government is not agreed, it could force fresh elections. On Tuesday, Mr. Salvini tweeted, "We'll see if anyone has made arrangements if someone wants to govern. The alternative is going to be the vote." Earlier this month, the right-wing leader tabled a no-confidence motion in the Senate to bring down the coalition with the hope of taking over as Prime Minister at a rally of his Labour Party on August the 8th. And Mr. Salvini said the coalition relationship with Five Star was becoming like divorcing parents and must be divided. Well, so that's some of the stories coming your way from other parts of the world. But you stay tuned and you don't tap the dial. Okay, 3 have been killed in Syrian strike on Turkish convoy, and detained Iran oil tanker set sail for Gibraltar. Those are some of the stories making the rounds there. And then another story, a young face scarred by Syria. Those are some of the stories making the rounds in the world. 17 minutes past the top of the hour. And let me bring you this lovely music, and we continue with the show after this commercial break. Stay tuned and don't touch the dial.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my matchless Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging the hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Everywhere you go, Afrobeat reggae dancehall taking over. Yo, what's up, people? This is a boy Raskin Bobo One. Tune in every day, every night at the Starr Radio UK with the big man them Archie. When I say Orta, you say fire.
Online, on mobile, Swan DAB. This is
favorite
Starr Radio
Afro-Caribbean
UK,
radio
leading
station.
African Caribbean radio station.
Lord Kenya, where they may go, senior, see, so, magnifica, people, but me to be the moon, and the glory. See, come for Faneo, magnifica, people, but me to be the moon, and the glory. See, come for Faneo, Sika, my ocean day, we are singing Sika, no trade, Coconia, Binie, Sensi, and Sika, Tinibia, no, the Sika, Bone, Fano, Binie, Sky, and Asumanonia, you know, Gamonia, no, the Sika, Bone, Fano, so Ajolo, Ajola, Ajola, Ajolo, so Ajolo, Ajola, Ajola, Ajolo, Binie, Sika, my ocean,
You are listening to Starr Radio Morning Show. Lord Kenya, where me walk, senior, see, is up, magnifica, dama, me to me name, and the current, see, come for Vanemo, Sika, my ocean day, we are singing Sika, not trade, Coconia, Binie, Satsina, Sika, Tinibia, no, the Sika, Bone, Fano, Binie, Sky, and Asumanonia, you know, Gamonia, no, the Sika, Bone, Fano, Yapri, and Yabi, as a black charming baby, prepare Sika, and Yabi, and a cocoa.
Check me out. He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes.
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of the hole of darkness.
So
What did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on the CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Starr Radio.
Welcome back to the program, Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London, bringing the time now to 12:25 from the Hearts of London. And I say it again, don't touch the dial. It is Starr. Now, just touching on some some topics or some stories before we went away. 3 killed in Syrian strike on Turkish convoy. That's some stories coming from the Middle East, and it's quite worrying. A Syrian government airstrike aiming to stop Turkish convoy reaching a rebel-held town in northern Syria has killed 3 civilians, Turkey alleges. Now, another 12 people were injured in the attack in Idlib province on Monday, the Turkish Defense Ministry has said. Now, Idlib, one of the few areas not under government control, was supposed to be protected by the buffer zone agreed with rebel-backing Turkey last year. But government assaults have been on the increase since April. Now, hundreds of civilians have already been killed as a result, and there are fears many more will die if the situation continues to escalate. Now, this is our worst nightmare coming through. Jan Egeland from the Norwegian Refugee Council said, "We have for years now warned against the ultimate catastrophe being Idlib, where there was no escape for 3 million civilians. There are some very bad militants inside, but a wholesale attack on this area, area of Idlib and adjacent northern Hama will mean that 1 million children would come in horrific crossfire. And if that now seems to be happening, then there is a bit of trouble there." So that is some stories coming your way from Syria there as well. It's interesting. Okay, now let's touch on this and then we'll go to Africa, because the detained oil tanker has been one of the stories that has been making the rounds. But okay, now Croatian diplomat suspended for white Europe comments. A senior Berlin-based Croatian diplomat has been accused of damaging her country's reputation after she wrote inflammatory Facebook posts alongside idyllic images of the Adriatic coast. Now, just white Europeans, in the quotes, that's what he was saying, just white Europeans as it used to be only 30 years ago in the whole of Europe, wrote Elizabeta Majerovic. The foreign minister said she was being recalled. The incident has embarrassed Croatia, which only joined the EU in 2013 and takes over its presidency next January. The Facebook account of Ms. Majerovic, who is first secretary of the Berlin embassy, has now been deleted, but the diplomat's views were exposed by Croatia's Index HR website, which said that in an 8 August post under sun-drenched image of Croatia, she referred to white Europeans and a pure and authentic Europe. The comments were characteristics of white nationalists and neo-Nazis, it said. Initially, she defended her post, arguing that she had a right to speak as a private individual. "I'm neither an official nor a politician, but I'm an ordinary person who has the right to privacy," which was quoted as writing on Facebook. So if you write that on your Facebook, it's not privacy, is it? If you write it in your own room or you say it in your own house, then you can say privacy. But if you put it on Facebook, it is a social media platform. Honestly, the other time, was it about a couple of days ago, my wife was looking at some holiday destination and was talking about Croatia, and I was like, I'm not very sure. And lo and behold, that has been done there. Well, So you see, I might be a prophet. What about that? Well, it is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. And finally, mural from 3,800 years ago unveiled by Peru archaeologists. A mural thought to be 3,800 years old has been revealed by archaeologists in Peru. The wall unveiled on Monday was found inside a public ceremonial building at the Vichama site, north of Lima. The complex carved scene depicts iconography, including a human-like thought and representation of people. Dr. Ruth Shadi Solis, director of the Kara Archaeological Zone, ZAC, believes the scene represents the arrival of water through rainfall. She says that in Adin civilization, thoughts represented water, and says the face below it represents humans waiting for rainfall to give continuity of life. Another depiction found nearby show 4 human heads with snakes encircling them, and what appears to be a seed with a face. Researchers said the sculptures would probably have been produced in a period of scarcity and famine. Tatiana Abad, another archaeologist at the site, said it's a news conference at a news conference. My apologies. On Monday, the carving represented a time of crisis for the people living there. Okay. The Vichama site is located in Huara province in modern day Peru, about 150 kilometers, that is 90 miles north of the capital, Lima. Excavation started there in 2007, and experts believe it was an ancient agriculture and fishing community. It is Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. It's 12:32. Exactly at 1 o'clock, the program will be brought to a close. But now I've got no other one but Mr. Kofi Ali, who has joined me. We'll be having a look at some of the issues that he wants to talk about. But one of them that I want to talk about is the cleaning up in the in Ghana banking sector, and how much the president has said it's cost the nation 12 billion Ghana cedis. And I say that it could be that this monies could have been used for other stuff. But yesterday we have Felix, who was of the view that, well, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So they should have let these bodies or these organizations keep on functioning, maybe injecting some cash in there, and maybe that would have delivered or so kept some people in their jobs, and maybe by so doing we sanitize it, but we do it gently and we will arrive at our destination. But I have Mr. Kofi Ali, and let's go to him and let's see what he has. Kofi, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well. And you?
I'm doing very, very well, too.
Thank you, and thank God for that. Yes.
Yeah, sometimes I'm a bit challenged.
Uh-huh.
As a student.
Yes.
In my school days.
Mm-hmm.
And as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
After school.
Yes.
The interpretation of the word government seems to be different from what is appearing to be.
Okay. Teachers, please.
What I know to be government is the state.
Yeah.
In other words, it's not just the executive arm of government.
No.
You have the judiciary, which is part of government.
Mm-hmm.
And you have, so you have the executive led by the president, the judiciary, and the legislators.
Yeah.
Who are the lawmakers.
Yeah.
Is that not true?
Yes, it is true.
So anytime people say government, and then they say no, but the opposition is not part of government. The opposition, not in the parliament.
They are part of the legislature, so they are also part of the government arm.
So I get confused. I said, I'm not blaming ordinary people. I'm actually blaming the British. Because some what they call government in America,
Yeah.
is not what they call government in Britain.
What do they call government in Britain?
In Britain, they call the executive government.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
That is the cabinet, the few people who are acting as with the prime minister. They call them government.
Yeah.
So the queen actually is not even part of government.
Yeah.
Because she's not actively engaging
yeah.
in this. So the Supreme Court of the United Kingdom is not part of government.
Yeah, if you say it that way, yeah.
By the interpretation, because if they say government is going to the European Union and remove Britain from the EU, but led by Boris Johnson, but the Parliament is saying they are not ready for that. They want to have their say, and you can see they are all up in arms trying to put their foot down.
Yeah, so we should say the executive, not government per se.
It's the executive. The few people who are acting the role of the executive in Britain are called government. But in Ghana, we run a presidential system where the three arms are totally separated.
Yeah.
Totally separated. You understand? In Ghana, like America, we have a system of government where all the three arms are separated. And therefore, because of the separation of power, so that we'll be able to check and balance. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that no one will be power drunk. Like in Ghana, there is no law the president can pass without going through the Parliament of Ghana.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Britain. But because the Prime Minister is a member of Parliament, you understand, it makes it easier for people to be confused because they can't see on one hand she's a legislator, another one she's an executive.
Yeah.
But in Ghana, though, in America, they are very clear. You can't be a member of the legislative house and also be part of the presidential staff.
Oh, okay.
In America, the two are different. But in Ghana, we've gone to create confusion.
We bring some of them from the legislature to be...
members of Parliament are also allowed to be part of the presidential group to play the executive as they do in British Parliament.
Yeah.
And that is causing serious because now it has succeeded in putting all the members of Parliament in Ghana in the pocket of the president.
Okay. Okay.
Can you see?
Yeah,
because they are supposed to be checking him. But because they are looking for food from him as ministers, they don't do their job. They do his bidding.
I get
Make
you.
a little sense.
Yeah, it does.
And this is where we have serious problem. Like what you are saying, you were talking about the rule of law in Nigeria. And you seem to you said they are supposed to be the custodians of the law. And they are flouting the law.
Yeah.
And what you are doing here, you are referring to the executive arms. Do you understand?
Yeah.
When the judge, remember, the judge in politics are the Supreme Court judges.
Yeah.
Not all judges. Their job is to sit there and interpret the law.
Yeah.
Not all the High Court judges sometimes are giving some cognizance.
Yeah.
But the magistrate court, they don't have that power the way you look at it. In fact, in this country, any judge can be a judge in the magistrate court. Yeah, in this country, they can just appoint anyone to run system. You understand?
Yeah.
But the legal system is designed in such a way that all they want to know is what happened and what should be done. Simple.
Okay.
The institutions of the state are supposed to be working. You understand?
Yeah.
What's happening in the case in Nigeria is a court, it can be any court, granted, what do you call it, instruction on what to be done. And then some members of the executive, maybe at the lower level, feel no. As far as they are concerned, the evidence they have on the case, something is wrong, and they want to hold back a little bit. You understand?
Yeah.
Of course, there is a concern here. If the members of the executive, and when we say the executive, it's very interesting. The executive is almost the whole country. It's very, very, look, let me do something. Do you know that you are a law enforcer?
I'm not a police officer, am I? I'm just a citizen.
You thought enforcement of law is only police.
They are legally. That's their legal duty to enforce.
If your child refuses to go to school, is it your duty to ensure he gets to that school?
Oh, yeah. In my home, I'm the law.
Wait here. Remember, the school,
Yeah.
education in the country is the responsibility of the government. It's the responsibility of the state. You understand?
Yeah.
You are supposed to carry out the instruction and the laws of the state. But sometimes it can be complicated and challenging, like cleaners.
Yeah.
So what they decided to do is employ people, because you are supposed to do it. But we don't want to end up with a vigilante system of everybody who don't understand, especially in the challenging environment to do it. So we said, you do whatever you think you can also do somehow.
Yeah.
You understand? Maybe the job you are doing that will give you some money or whatever. But out of the money that is carrying into your pocket, your duty to be a police officer, you understand? You are not available. So you will contribute in cash or in kind, normally in cash, so that the issue will be dealt with on your behalf. You understand?
Yeah.
It's like we have a community and we have armed robbers, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they say, look, house by house, we want to be guarding our area. So every night, Mr. A, B, C, D, you will guard the area. The next day, you guard the area.
Yeah.
So instead of being on your bed sleeping, you are guarding.
Yeah.
And somebody came with the idea that, you know something, why don't we pay somebody to focus on that job? So everybody chip in some amount. We'll give it to some guard to guard the place for us. The rest of us can sleep and the money will go to our work. So that we will not be working and be sleeping at the same time. So who is guarding the place? Is it not you who is paying for the guy to guide it?
Yeah.
You have been doing it yourself. But, you know, advancement in the organization of the state says you go and focus on someone and employ people. In the past, the police were not even clothes. They were like area boys. Then later they say, for us to identify them, let's give them clothes to wear. And then it improved until where we are now. You understand?
Yeah.
So you actually are the police officer. That is why at the end of every 4 years, where you are democratic, they come back to you and ask you, how do you want the police to be? You are supposed to be building the road yourself, physically. Because you use the road. Then they say you bring some money. But at the end of every 4 years, they will ask you, how do you want it to be done? This is the right you have as an adult to participate in the election of those who will do it. Those who will make the law. You are the law. You are supposed to be making the law, but to create sanity, they say we need people who, because you need to focus and learn, and they say, okay, choose one of you to be your representative in the parliament.
Yeah.
Do you understand it?
Yes, I do.
But what they are doing is on your behalf, so you are, that's why they say you pay their salary.
Yes.
So why then do you find it difficult to know that you are actually the law enforcer? Without you, the police cannot do his job.
Okay, today when I get out, I'm going to be arresting people.
That goes to the police officer, it comes from you. So when you start attacking and beating the state official, you understand?
Yeah.
Those that are believed to be trained and professional to do, then we say there's anarchy.
Okay.
Because they are working for you. You are paying them.
Okay.
And you expect them to work in a certain way, and they are working to satisfy you.
Okay.
Then when you become dissatisfied, then you are attacking them. Then there is a problem. And we must get to the bottom of it.
All right.
Do you understand?
Yeah, I get you.
If not so, the rule of law will collapse. Now, the information we are having sometimes may not be conclusive. That's why they said, thou shalt not judge in the Bible.
That you've not got all the information, yes?
Make sure you've got enough information. Because sometimes our judgment may be wrong. Now, Somebody was said to be released from detention, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like the case of Wyoming.
Yeah.
The same court that says he should be paid, and some people were rushed to pay him. It's the same court that says now, based on other evidence, we think he should pay back the money.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not what you have?
Yes,
in Ghana?
that's what happened. Yeah.
So sometimes the police, based on the information they have, are a bit reluctant in releasing people they detained. Do you understand? Okay. That is not saying they are breaking the law. Of course, sometimes you can have some illiterate and some self-seeking people who don't know that their job is to act on behalf of the law. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying.
I get you.
We are all actors. The law is clear. That is why you need check and balance. You understand?
Yeah.
And remember, the success of the law is the success of all of us because we are the law.
Yeah.
The purpose of the law is for everyone to respect his brother. Respect me and I respect you. Respect things. I shouldn't do to you what I don't want you to do to me.
Mm-hmm.
That is the definition. That is the Bible says, love thy brother as thyself. They are not saying go and be kissing him and be cuddling him and be fooling around him. No. They are saying be honest with him. You understand?
Yes,
At
yes.
the same time, be a little bit tolerant because the behavior of man sometimes can be very intolerant.
Yeah.
He said, when your brother sin against you, he said, forgive him. They say, Master, how many times? He said, 77 times. 77 times.
Yes.
As much as you can. He said, I've done it already. It's not. He said, go back to him and reconcile and find a way of solving that problem. That's all Jesus is saying. When they slap you one cheek, he said, give the other one.
For him to be slapped.
Be stupid. Why should your brother slap you in the first place? And this is where the police comes in. So that they can get to the bottom of it. What did you do to him for him to slap you? Is it within the law for him to do that? Because he's supposed to respect you.
Mm-hmm.
You respect him. The police officer must respect you. You respect him. When we all respect ourselves, my brother, if I don't want you to insult me on the radio station, why should I call in and attack you?
Yeah.
And insult?
Yeah.
It's not right.
Yeah.
We all have some dignity. We may disagree. If I disagree with you, all we have to do is to find a way of speaking. Besides, about you and I alone, there are so many people on this platform that are listening. They may not be talking.
Yeah.
Yes. When you are acknowledging people in the morning, some of us, we can't count it. And there are so many you don't even mention.
Yeah.
You see, there are so many. For example, when you are using the iTunes, is it the tuning?
Yeah.
You may not see that because you see most of those on the Facebook.
Yeah.
YouTube is there.
Yeah.
People like myself, because we drive, we listen on the iTunes, tuning or whatever they call it.
Tuning, yeah.
You don't see us. There are millions are listening to the program. Therefore, it's not about me, Kofi Ali, or you, or Felix. Now that I've mentioned the name of Felix, let's quickly go there because we touched on it briefly
yesterday, and we got only 12 minutes, so let's go there straight. So the banking sector, Felix, the banking sector.
When we're talking about solving electricity problems, my brother Felix probably didn't understand the concept behind electricity. Why I'm saying this is that it's all about technology. You can make electricity from wind farm.
Yeah.
You can make it, and that can be in the sea or the desert.
Yeah.
Because wind blow a lot in the desert.
Yeah.
You can make it from generator.
That is, or solar panels.
Is it thermal?
Thermal, yeah.
That is you use oil or petrol.
Petrol, yeah.
Generator. You can also use it by hydro water.
Yeah.
In fact, whenever you have people who are cycling, they are just paddling, and we just saw that they are producing electricity
for us.
Isn't it?
Yes.
That is just telling us that this electricity in London here, where for every one bulb someone in West Africa is using, it's equivalent to 1,000 bulbs for some the people in UK. They have it in the water, they have it in the park. Even where animals, fish, they have electricity there. So why should we be that that terrible in our situation that we need to go and call the Americans. When I mention ECOWAS, he said even in Nigeria they are not that.
No, he's saying, you know why he was saying that? He's not here, but let me just play the devil's advocate there. Now, he's saying that the headquarters of the ECOWAS is in Nigeria, right? And even there, whilst they are sitting there, I mean, Nigeria has got their own problems.
What you
So
have to realize is that the fact that the headquarters, you understand, is there, you understand. It's like having United Nations in America.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It doesn't meet America United Nations.
No, it doesn't. But he's looking at charity starts from home.
No. The home of ECOWAS is every part of West Africa.
Okay.
That is what people are getting wrong.
Okay.
Look, every part of West. Do you know that you can? That is why we created what we call EcoBank. Have you heard about EcoBank?
Yes, I have.
The purpose of EcoBank is to mobilize resources. Do you understand? And then get this project across West Africa. If someone from Mali, those rich people, are free to understand that they can invest their stolen money into Ghana. The ones in Ghana, you go to maybe Nigeria or maybe Gambia. Each of them, you understand? And then bring in the scientists, 350 million people protected to give us results. Do you think we will not? If Iran can get results, do you think we will not get results?
Oh,
North
definitely.
Korea, look at how many years they put sanction on North Korea. They generate electricity there. Why must we over? You see, what we don't want is dictatorship. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
When we say we don't want dictatorship, we believe in democracy, and democracy only works in a market economy. Very well. Freedom of market. How like India, you understand? India, do you know that India has stopped importing any part of electricity from Europe?
I see.
Are you aware of that?
Yes,
because
sir.
of the size of the market. Indians are more corrupt than. In fact, when you divide the corruption in Nigeria, in India into 10 times, the one in Nigeria is not to 1.
Coffee.
Oh, yes. No, but my brother, I'm serious. Then we sit down, and every day we are playing on trivials. The market is what we are looking at. Market. This electricity we are.
Hello, Coffee.
You found friends.
Yeah.
We are calling them. They are not coming to build electricity for us. They are coming to make us.
Oh, of course. They are not working for charity. It's what, an investment that they will want to make profit out of.
When an American invests his money, the cost of living in America is not the same as the cost of living in Ghana.
Yeah, I know.
So when you are bringing it, this is why we are in a big trouble today. When we are relying on them to provide electricity, they want to make the same profit as they make in America.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
Because it's safer for them to invest their money in America than in Ghana. Ghanaians can start war anytime. And that can destroy their investment. So they want to recoup it. Now, if we give them these projects to do it, do you understand? That we're doing it maybe to take some time, and you take Brazil is providing a whole electricity. And maybe I think, my brothers, you need to start traveling. Maybe some of you never been to America before. When you are in the East Coast and you are going to the West Coast, it takes you almost like you're going from here to China.
Yeah. It's a long distance.
It be that big. And you sit there in Ghana. I can walk Ghana from morning to the evening, and I'll be at the other end. And you call it a country. And you want us to be
Kofi, Ghana is not as small as that. It's not as small as that.
If I'm annoyed, I'll walk it, my friend. Go and try that in Africa. You will die. When I said this to one Gambian, he got annoyed.
As for Gambia, it's very small. Gambia is small, you know.
I want Gambia before 12 I'll finish it. But to be honest with you, Jamaica, they say Jamaica you can just walk and you are finished. And it's a country. Is it because they call us a country that our head are so swollen that we don't understand what's happening? It's about competition. It's about survival.
Yeah, I get you.
You understand?
Yeah.
Now our president when this one go the next one, and the Americans who are writing it for them will come and tell them it to cost them billion and billion and billion. What is useless billion is this? The same money in billions they used to take slaves away. Is we are educated, we all wear tie. If I see you on the Facebook now, you have a tie on your neck.
Yes,
like
I
a
do.
modern person. Yet the trick that is supposed to work fool the ancient man is fooling us. We are not talking about ECOWAS just for the sake of it. We are talking about it for a purpose.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
The head of ECOWAS is not a Nigerian. The man is from Cote d'Ivoire.
Mm-hmm.
So you think he will be developing, if it has to do about developing, then you develop
Nigeria
when he can develop Cote d'Ivoire?
Okay, Kofi, just hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute before we run up. Let me acknowledge a couple of people who have joined us. Let me say good afternoon to April Senette. April, say thumbs up wherever you are. Good afternoon to you. Flora Day says hi, Flora. Hello. And then to my favorite niece, Efia Fifi. Okay, Efia, massive good afternoon to you. I hope you're also doing very, very well. Okay, Kofi, let's run up. Yes, go on.
Now, you are talking about the banking system in Ghana.
Yeah.
And in fact, before I go to that, there was something you did yesterday that escaped my mind. I want to talk about it.
Okay, quickly.
You were talking about American economy and German economy.
Yeah, that they were going, it seemed to be teetering towards recession.
Do you know that there's nothing called German economy?
You want to talk about the EU, the EU economy, but it's the Germans who are facing it.
EU economy, thank you. You are a very intelligent man. In the EU economy, there is nothing called German economy. There's nothing like that. That is why they spend the same currency. So it's like saying the economy of Texas. You can calculate it.
Okay.
If you are interested.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't talk about Texas economy. Some of them are very big economy within US.
Yeah.
But within the US, yes, you can look at how they are all performing.
Okay.
When you are exporting a product from Germany to the US, that product is not coming from there, it's coming from the European Union.
Okay. I catch your drift. Let's move on. We need to run up. So let me say good afternoon to Mr. Victor Fiador as well, who joined in. Victor, it's a long time no here. How are you? Good. Yes, Kofi. Let's run up.
Yeah, let us see the information we give people is very important.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Ghanaian economy. And when you go to even Harlem in America, you know Harlem?
Yes, I know Harlem.
Where they sell drugs.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of Indian hemp.
Uh-huh.
Their economy is more than that of Ghana. Harlem alone. And then we say Ghana Bank is fighting with the American, but are we joking? We are competing with powers, forces. The time we need to start changing our mindset. Kwame Nkrumah said it at Independence. It is time you change your mindset. It's time for hard work. We are going to work, you understand?
Yeah.
And then there was something I nearly missed out of what you said. That government's job is to create an enabling environment. No. The business of government is every business is a business of government.
Yeah, but the government has to create the enabling environment for their businesses to thrive in.
Be patient. Enabling environment, you understand?
Yeah.
Is everything. If, for example, government the state read out what they call the budget.
Yeah.
In the budget, enabling environment. If you decide that, look, I want to create a farm. You understand? And on the farm, the government state farm, employing people to work not because of these corrupt people we have all over the state.
Yeah.
They steal everything there. That is jobs. The state pay them. Don't look at government employ people in this country.
Yeah, they do.
Is that not government? Why don't you say government doesn't employ people? Don't you have ministries?
We do.
Is that a part of government institution? Don't they employ people?
They do. They do.
By the state.
Uh-huh.
Is that not employment?
Okay. You are saying that is employment, but we are looking at it that the private sector needs to be enhanced, needs to be encouraged too, because they can create more jobs. We know that government cannot employ everybody, can they?
The private sector, you understand?
Yeah.
is what we call the icing on the cake.
Okay.
The state, you see, if government doesn't spend money,
Mm-hmm.
you understand?
Mm-hmm.
I swear the private sector will not have jobs. The money, the tax the state collects, the money they spend, the salary they pay,
Yeah.
is what people go and use to buy things from the private sector. And you can buy from the state or from the private sector, public-private partnership.
Yeah.
In our case, not that we don't, in Ghana today, now all the children have become prostitutes and armed robbers.
Oh.
Because we have got a kind of state that is encouraging people and telling them you can do it on your own. Don't look up to God. The state must lead. The state must create the jobs. The state must employ. In China, the state employ people. Why in our case are we being left out of school, vulnerable? Then that is why people are ending up as armed robbers. In Nigeria, a person finish law and they say, go and create a job for yourself. You is going to be an armed robber.
Okay, Kofi, we need to run up. Kofi, we need to run up now.
I want us to understand.
Yeah.
You listen to people, and we've solved the problem of unemployment in Ghana. And how are you going to do it? I'll educate people to be able to employ themselves. That is nonsense.
Okay.
Rollins, Obasanjo, and all these people, God will not forgive them.
Aye.
Do you know that those people got jobs from the state when they left school? They were military men. Then
Yeah.
when they got into government and they are failing, you know what they told us? You have to create job for yourself. Nonsense.
Okay.
If we can work, they should create the jobs. They should employ us. If they will give us the job and we feel we can do better,
Mm-hmm.
then you go and create your own jobs.
Okay.
They're embracing people. You understand me?
Yeah.
But when we go by that slogan, I've said it for a long time. Long
Mhm.
time. And the Europeans are those who brought us into this state. That today, a person sitting there, you go to Ghana, most of the children are just white, they are wasting time. I don't know when last you were in Ghana. It is terrible. Terrible. I'm not joking. And then when you talk, they say, oh, it's not a business of government to employ people. Then why are we employing them? Why do we vote for them? You know,
Okay.
when you are voting for them, you are employing them.
So we have to sack them then. We can take their jobs.
All these things are not, now we ourselves are justifying when we should be jobless and hopeless. They should employ. You understand?
Yeah.
The salary of the state and the bureaucracy. You
Mhm.
understand?
Yeah.
There are so many people who cannot stand it. So when you are there, you are working and you feel, no, I've got some savings and I've got some skill. I want to put it into practice. Then you go and register your business and run your business.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
The enabling environment will come from the type of laws that are made. You understand?
Mhm.
Enabling environment, if you put security officers on the road, it's an environment.
Yeah.
Government, who build Akosombo? Is it me or government?
This government.
The government, the state build Akosombo.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
The Akosombo they build, people were employed to work there.
Yeah.
So why are they telling us that it is our job to provide electricity like they are doing in Nigeria, not the state? Because it's not the business of... They have... you see, when you remove people from their government, according to the God, Charles de Gaulle,
Yeah.
one of the head of state and president
French
of
leader.
France,
Yeah.
it said, when you remove the state from the business of the people, I swear you're giving them to the exploiters, the capitalists will start them. On this
Okay.
note, I want to say thank you very much for allowing me to talk.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kofi Ali. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. Have a wonderful day.
Same to you, sir.
Okay, then. Bye-bye. Well, listeners, that is Mr. Kofi Ali for you, and he will make sure that he delivers on his promise. Come tomorrow, God willing. We'll be gathering here once again to bring you another edition of the morning show. That is the Wednesday edition of the morning show, and that will be from exactement 10:30 to 12 o'clock. Then after which, at 12:45, tomorrow's program for the What Next is going to start at 12:45. Miss Ife Popula will also be coming your way. I was trying to see if I could capture on some of the issues that should be looking at, but don't you worry, tomorrow I'll be bringing that your way. This evening, exactly at 6 o'clock, Mr. Frank Davis will be coming your way with what the question with Mr. Frank Davis, and it will be followed by the one and only program, the CEO by Simeon Frazier. On that note, let me say thank you very much to Mr. Victor Fiado, Efia, April Senate, to Flora Day, we'll find Team Pastor Emmanuel Chidi, and to the one and only Miss Olaimi Koike, who joined me this morning as well. We want to say thank you very much. Those of you listening to us on our TuneIn, on the TuneIn, on our own apps, on YouTube, we want to say thank you very much. It's always a pleasure coming your way, and I've been your able servant, serving you breakfast. I am the one and only Archie, and I say I'll see you tomorrow. God richly bless you. I take this song from the one and only Bessa Simons, and it says, Belende, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks for listening.